Gentleman from New York, my colleague, Mr. Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
New member of the committee. Good to have you aboard, Brian.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, the Peace Bridge connects my community of Western New York to Southern Ontario. It's the busiest passenger crossing at the northern border and is a vital economic asset to Western New York and to the country, and of profound national security importance. We are advancing a project to reduce congestion at the Peace Bridge by building a new span and customs facilities. But our progress has been slowed in part due to ambiguous and sometimes conflicting communications from the Department of Homeland Security. Specifically, confusion exists about whether the project would include preclearance, a shared border management strategy that would locate the American customs plaza on the Canadian side of the bridge. On August 20th of 2009, you wrote to me that preclearance was not possible because it would require the United States accept a lower level of security at the Peace Bridge than at any other U.S. port of entry, or require Canada to accept actions contrary to its Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter that letter into the record.
Without objection.
Yet, in response to recent media inquiries on the issue, the Department of Homeland Security officials have issued vague responses that have caused confusion about the status of the preclearance proposal. Madam Secretary, we need to clarify from Department of Homeland Security clarity on this issue in order for this important project to proceed. So can you please tell us, does the position of the Department of Homeland Security remain consistent with your letter that due to security and constitutional obstacles that cannot be overcome, the Peace Bridge project will not include locating the American customs facilities in Canada? Is it your position that the Department of Homeland Security will not reopen negotiations on preclearance at the Peace Bridge, and that the preclearance proposal is, for the purposes of this project, dead?
Representative, I will be very clear. We have looked into preclearance on the Canadian side. We cannot do it. The position has not changed. When and if the bridge and the facilities are expanded on the U.S. side, we are fully prepared to provide the staffing and support for that on the U.S. side. We understand the importance of the span for trade and tourism and so forth, but we are not going to be able to resolve the preclearance issues in Canada.
Great. I yield back. Thank you.
Gentleman from Michigan, Ms. Miller.